Alright, so thanks for buying the Delta Racer Thrust Vectoring PDF plans. So you print out the pages, right, and it's kind of cut off at the end, and this line I drew with pencil. So what you have to do is match up where it gets cut off, like this is all part that's cut off. So you match up like the lines of the parts, because see how this part goes off the page? Like you would not have to do it to like this side, because there's no part that goes off the page here. But you find like a part that goes off the page and you have to like draw a line. So that's where you'd want to cut right there. And on the bottom I also did that, because this is the wing. It goes off the page, so you can't really see the line, but like, and right here, this isn't the border, and that's the very bottom, right, that little tip. And there's no tip on this side, so you just have to measure this and then measure the same height up. And like on this one, I did it like that. And then you measure from there straight over. And on this one, like this. And then right up like that. And on the last one, you don't have to do it on this side. Only this side and that side. On this side, I want like that. And then on this side, like that. So now I'll cut these out. So I taped it all together and such. I have a little space right here, but these lines line up pretty good. So it's all good. Now all I gotta do is cut out this and this. So I'll do that. So I cut those out with an X-Acto knife. How nifty am I? And now I will lay them out on foam and trace them and cut them out. I'm gonna cut out 2 of these and 2 of these. So yeah. So I cut out the pieces, 2 of those things and 2 of these things, and now I'm going to glue them together by putting glue on the middle, squishing them together, then taping them. I have pieces of tape stuck to stuff so I don't have to rip them off my reel. So I'll do that right now, and yeah. Alright, so I glued and taped those together. Now I'm going to lay this plan on top of it again, so like that, and take something sharp, once I can find it, like this. And you have to make sure this whole thing is exactly aligned and such. And then go like this. See that? That's the elevon right there. So you go ka-cha-wham. So you know that it goes there. And like this. Ka-cha-wham. So now I'll just lift this up and draw the lines so I know where that is. So I've got my little flappies right here. Yep. And now I'll put my servos and control horns in. So I'll just do that and then show you when I'm done. Because you should already know how to do that if you're building a plane like this. So I got my servos on, but I should have put on my carbon rods first. Let's see, on the plan it says that here's the old Delta Racer version 1. Here's the plan. Just 1 carbon rod should go right here and 1 right there. So it doesn't really matter the exact size, but it should round that length of carbon rod in those 2 places. So now I'll take these off so I can put it in. Because one goes right here and 1 goes like around up here. So now I will do that, and I'll also bevel these edges and the edges to these and the back, and I'll also bevel all that so it's more aerodynamic. So I'll do all that, then show you. So I beveled all the edges on here and on the back, as you can see, nifty, so it'll go really fast. And I have a carbon rod right there and right here. And a good trick to make the hole for the carbon rod is to just run your soldering iron along the foam. And that melts a nice little canal. Alright, so now I'm going to bevel these things and put them on. So I'll do that now. But first I'll go to bed. And actually I'll do this tomorrow. So these are beveled and glued on. You need to use one of these things, an angle, to like see it, make sure it's straight up and stuff. And I also measured the distance from this corner to that corner and made sure it was parallel with the middle of the plane, so that I know these are straight. So now I will put on my motor. So I got my motor on. I Gorilla Glued it to here because if it was hot glue it could melt because these got hot. And there's one thing you have to know about these micro park jet motors, and they are, as a matter of fact, diabetic, so you have to be really careful around them. So don't want to like offend them or anything. So anyways, I got my motor on, and now I am going to spray it with some stuff like that stuff right there, and it's kind of like clear sealer, almost like glue, but then it dries clear. And I'll put that in my homemade airbrush and I'll spray it on here to make it swell. So I'll go do that. Alright, I sprayed it with that stuff, and now I'm gonna put on my receiver. So here's the receiver I'm gonna use. It's an AR6 110. Alright, so I put on my receiver and taped all the wires down so it could be aerodynamically nifty. And now I will find the CG, and if you look on the plan, it's way over there, but it says the CG is right there, and that is let's go investigate. That is approximately 9 inches back from the tip, right? You got that? So if you come over to this one and you'd flip it upside down, oh, by the way, all that stuff, I coated it in that Mod Podge stuff, and then I wanted it to dry faster, so I put baby powder on it, and it stayed there, so not very good. But anyways, so you measure 9 inches back, like that, and then you should take your Sharpie and such, and draw a line at 9 inches back, so you can put your fingers there when you balance it. And then it's about right there too. So now I'll put on my battery and see where it should go for it to balance right there. Alright, so I put my battery on there, and I measured, or I seed where my battery would be if it balances on my fingers, and it turned out to be right there, where's the front of the battery. So I put on that Velcro, and now I can stick my battery here, like swam. And pretend lights like glowing out. It's like combined. Alright, now, so that's right where it should be. Now I'll see if it balances again, and then I'll set up my radio. Alright, so I binded it and stuff, and I've got elevator, aileron, and that's without dual rates. Now I'll turn my dual rates on. I've got elevator, aileron, and nifty stuff. Right, so now I will fly it.
At the same time now.
So on that first flight, it was pretty nose heavy. So my CG was right here. Maybe you might want to move it like a centimeter back or something. But besides that, it was very, very, very fast. So, and I've got all the tape over it to make everything really aerodynamic. And I think I need bigger servos because it wasn't really, when it was going like 100 miles per hour, it like wasn't going very good. So I think I need stronger servos.